Hey. What the hell are you wearing?
Simple Gamers. So, simple.
You told me it was formal. We're doing a special end of... You told me it was formal.
Simple.
Oh, fuck!
Hey there, guys. This is the Simple Gamers here. You're still mad at me.
You told me it was formal.
Fuck you, dickhead. The Simple Gamers here with our end-of-year Game of the Year Christmas videocast special.
You couldn't have a larger title.
We
really. Tried.
Get more special at the moment. Honestly, really, we're pretty amazing. So for those of you who don't know, there's been a poll on our site for the past 3 weeks. You know, Game of the Year, Best Movie, and DLC/downloadable title of the year.
There've been 13 million votes for...
We've had more hits than...
Google.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not joking. It's like...
Google came to us asking for us to forward traffic to them.
It was so crazy. Seriously, all the Australian servers, they can't handle it. No.
My website crashed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, good thing you got 7 others now.
Yeah,
created by fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Thanks. Good work, guys.
LucasHuge.com, Toby's bigger /org.
Trent's horsecock.net.
I'll have to look at that one later.
Alright, anyway. So those polls, we're announcing it, that's the last bit of this show today. But first and foremost, this is our end of year get-together thing. I'm sure by now you guys have noticed that we're actually missing somebody. That's Trent. We're missing Trent. It's okay.
It doesn't feel right. The first podcast we ever did was here in this room with this mic, and it was 3 of us sitting together, and now we're doing our end of year one, and it's just the 2 of us.
Trent's not here.
I feel like he's dead.
Trent's not here.
By the way, we both have Astro A40s.
Yeah, we're both wearing our Astro A40s. So, sponsor, get in contact with us.
Yeah, not joking. No, we think it's ridiculously cool that we're headphone buddies.
Yes, we are.
Tuck that in.
Oh yeah, they're not actually plugged in though.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, so Trent's not here. He's apparently come down with some kind of crippling Swahili cold bug flu infection thing, and is throwing up all over the place with a huge fever. So if you're a medical specialist...
If you're a medic...
Yeah, just call us, and we'll give you his address.
ETA 1 minute.
So we've got the same sort of format as our usual shows. We've got some news, and then some opinion.
News, boy.
Except this time, Toby and I will each have our own segments to talk about our opinions, and we'll finish up with the Game of the Year stuff. Trent had his own thing, but he's not here.
That might come in, though.
Maybe. We don't know. We're not sure what Trent's going to do for us at the moment.
Alright.
So, this week in news, we only actually have about 2 news stories for you, because I didn't want to burden you guys with amazing epic.
We didn't want you to be over encumbered with our news.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want you guys to walk out of this video cast falling over at the sheer state of the news.
Wondering why you're walking when you're in a battle.
Exactly. I'm trying not to confuse you too much. This is, of course, a simple show at heart. But let's just get right into the news of this week. So, one man has decided to turn to the dark side in Toys R Us. Basically, this happened, I think 2 weeks ago or so, when a guy walked into a Toys R Us in Portland. His name was David Allen Canterbury. Very posh name.
Sounds pretty awful.
So he decided to wander in dressed up as your latest Jedi/Sith with 2 lightsaber-like weapons as described as by the police.
I've got a lightsaber-like weapon. Concealed.
In your pants?
That was supposed to be subtle.
Anyway, after walking into the Toys R Us, he then began to attack the customers with the lightsaber weapons.
That's legendary.
I mean, of course, after that, the cops turned up, but they had even more trouble bringing him down when they tried to tase him. So they fought with him a little bit, tried to tackle him, hold him to the ground. That didn't work. So, 2 cops pulled out their tasers. One cop failed to fire his taser, and the other cop had his taser deflected by a lightsaber.
The cop's lack of faith displeased the Sith Lord, and so he just decided to use force push on his taser. So,
After that, all the cops were murdered by force choke.
Yep.
Actually, no. David Allen Canterbury is at the moment being held in a mental hospital. So his mental well-being can be determined. I love this story, though.
I love this guy.
I don't know if he did it to celebrate the Old Republic, but it's exceptionally well timed because he did it, I think, quite literally a day after the early release happened.
Wow.
So that's some really good timing. I'm impressed there. I'm impressed that he deflected a taser bolt.
Why would you do
with
it
a lightsaber?
Why would you do it at Toys R Us? Like, of all the places.
Maybe that's where he got the lightsabers.
That's true.
There you go. Plastic ones, still effective.
Yeah.
He's got some serious skill in the Force if he's deflecting taser bolts.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts. Anyway, over to Toby's next story.
All right. So, my story will be what I specialise in. That be Skyrim. This bloke's usually all over the news. All the tasty stories and stuff like that. But I always like to come back to what I know best. And I don't game as much as him, so I have something to talk about Skyrim-wise. When it was being developed, when Skyrim got announced and everything like that, a lot of people were thinking, how awesome would it be if there was an MMO or a multiplayer so that you could do co-op?
Yeah.
Not so much a huge world just full of people all running around Tamriel together, but rather co-op questing and all that sort of stuff together. And I thought it would be a bit cool, but it sort of destroys the single player experience of going into being immersed in a world on your own. But now that it's been released and everyone knows that Bethesda did not make any sort of multiplayer content, some modders have decided to do it anyway.
Yeah. Well, we actually talked about whether we'd like an Elder Scrolls game as a multiplayer, and we all decided no. Which is interesting considering, I mean, this guy.
Well, obviously there are people who really would like it to be multiplayer.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, no one. His name is still hasn't been disclosed yet.
No, you just got his YouTube account name, and I never like giving that out.
Yeah, no, he's. So, am I allowed to say his YouTube account?
Go, you can say
his YouTube account name is Battycraft.
There you go.
So you should probably look that up if you want to see this stuff. We might have links and that.
Yeah, I'll put some links in the description
to the video. There were rumours about there being multiplayer. There hasn't been. Now, some mod authors have decided to do so. So the creation kit that Bethesda will always release so that people can mod the game and have a bit more fun with it hasn't been released yet. So that means that at this stage, the MMO mod, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really have a title, is extremely early in development. So what happens is you'll have your server of Skyrim, and then all the other people can join. I'm not sure if there's any sort of cap yet. We don't know that much about it.
There's nothing. I think it's just a test thing at the moment to see if it works.
There's like one test video and that's all you see. And what it is just people, the characters who join, the host has all their armor and animations and stuff like that, like you would when you're playing usually. But the people who join, their characters are naked like they are in the start off screen when you're just deciding what you want your character to look like, and they have no animations. So that means they all just walk around like this, and they can face which way they want. They can sort of just drift around the map. They can jump. So they can do all the movement, but they have no animation. So it's very difficult for them to actually interact with the host at
they
this
can
point.
change their position X, Y, and Z. That's it.
Yeah. And that is an achievement in itself when you think about all the synchronization you would need in the world of Skyrim.
And he's managed to push this out with no modding tools, just with the game.
It's insane. Like, you watch the video and you might think, oh, that's a bit crap. I definitely wouldn't want to play that. But it's still developing. When Creation Kit comes out, this guy will be able to work wonders. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be really amazing. I don't know if I'll try it out. I might on my second character or my second playthrough after the Creation Kits come out, obviously.
It'll be interesting to see how many people pick it up.
Yeah, I can't see it getting really big. Like the whole...
You never know.
What really draws Skyrim is the fact that the world's so realistic, but you know that you're the only one in it, and you get so immersed that you actually try to start to care about the NPCs and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting to see how this mod goes.
And we'll dump that link. So, The Old Republic. It came out in the US and Europe on the 20th of this fine month of December, which was about 3-4 days ago from when we're recording at the moment. However, it did not come out in a lot of countries, and I know I've mentioned this several times before. The main point of this is, I'd like to talk about the fact that I haven't actually experienced that much lag, even on launch day. I only hit about 250 milliseconds? I think it just says MS. Who knows what it means? I only hit about 250 MS. I ran into one issue where it somehow jumped to 50,000, but that's about it. So the big question for the Old Republic is, of course, for many people, when's it coming out for all the Red Zoners? And I would like to say that there is a rumour, partially confirmed by BioWare, that it'll be coming out next year with Oceanic and servers for other areas around March. For Australia, at the moment, they're sticking with around March 1st, which is fairly good timing, but still pretty shitty. So I'm fairly unhappy with the fact that it's March 1st when I feel like, considering how well their launch has gone so far, with so little bugs and so little complaints, I'm wondering why they aren't just releasing it next month. Say, I don't know, the 20th of next month. Fits in nicely with the original release date. Maybe give some people, the chance to pre-order it inside the country. Give people a chance to play the game and actually enjoy it. Now, I'm one of the few people who actually went to Amazon and ordered it. Great shipping from them, so I got it literally 2 days ago. It's a Christmas gift, so sadly I won't be able to use the key. But really, I don't see the barrier for people living in other countries to not just order it off Amazon. You won't get that much lag as long as you pick a good server. For Australia, I recommend US West Coast, I should say, because it's closer to us. And if you live in Western Australia, pick something in Europe because that's going to be closer for you. Very simple. The Old Republic, however, is a phenomenal game. It's amazing, and especially through these buddies, with the 7.1 surround sound turns on, it sounds even better than any other game that I've played with these headphones, aside from maybe Battlefield 3. The cinematics are well done and they evoke actual emotion. The scenery's amazing and totally Star Wars themed. In fact, the Senate Tower still looks the exact same way it does in, the shitty 1, 2, and 3 movies. The prequels, if you'll call them that. Character customization, of course, good, as I've talked about in my blog. Crafting's a hell of a lot easier than any other game I've ever played, surely just because you get your companions to do it for you. In fact, everything all around is brilliant, especially the guild I'm in, and the way you can join a guild so easily. So overall, if I had to give the Old Republic a rating, I'd probably say 5 stars, and if Skyrim hadn't come out this year, it would definitely be my game of the year.
Okay, this is Toby's little opinion piece. Luke may have put me on the spot a bit. He's so crazy about Old Republic. I'm not even joking. He's just like hard about... And he's Astros, they're new. Lucky bastard, his mum broke his old headset so he gets a free pair of Astros.
My pants are bulging right now.
Oh, jeez. That's probably because he's looking at my sexy ones. Eh? Anyway, okay, my opinion piece. My favourite game of all time has always been The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I clocked up 241 hours on my first profile alone. And as some of you may have noticed, this game called The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, came out this year. And it's all I've been thinking about all year gaming-wise. And you'll probably know that if you've been listening since the early days of this podcast, because in our very first podcast, we did that a few days or a week or something after The Elder Scrolls V got announced. And I was as excited then as I was on the 11th, maybe even more excited then. And so it's just been absolutely crazy. I had a friend actually code me a little countdown timer that I could keep on my USB everywhere I went, so I could count the seconds, no matter where I was, to where Skyrim came out. And so now I've finally got it. I haven't played it as much as a lot of my friends because I've been really busy with other things, but I do have about 55 hours now, and that's not too bad. My first character has been an Argonian, sneaky sort of mage, so I do a lot of... I've been really trying to experience in my first playthrough all the things that are different in Skyrim that weren't in Oblivion, and that's something I want to talk about so much. For all of those who haven't played The Elder Scrolls, they probably won't notice it, but for those who've been playing since Morrowind, which is where most people have been playing since, you'll notice that Skyrim has tried to make it so that you can almost live like an NPC. It's so much more of an RPG. You can sit down in your own house and eat a meal. It doesn't really do that much for you. You can cook a meal for yourself, and people start to say that you're looking ill if you don't sleep and stuff like that. It's just, they try to make it so that you can get so much more immersed in the game. And what's been frustrating me about this amazing title that came out is that so many people are neglecting that. Like, I know people who go, oh yeah, I've played for 60 hours and my two-handed is like already mastered. And I'm just like, you could use two-handed weapons in Morrowind and in Oblivion. Why would you just care about leveling that? And I know so many people who haven't touched enchanting, which is so different to how it was in Oblivion. They haven't touched smithing. They haven't done any cooking. They haven't tried to go into mines and mine stuff. They haven't gone to Riverwood and chopped wood for an hour and then sold it to Alvor or Alvor's mate. I can't remember which one it is you sell wood to. But yeah, my opinion on Skyrim is it is so different to other games. As I play, I might come to decide that it's going to be my new favourite game of all time. I might decide it's better than Oblivion. But embrace it, guys, because it is an amazing, amazing title. It really is. Everything I do, I just want to keep playing. I just want to keep playing so much. Thank you. Skyrim, Todd Howard, I love you both. Luke, who put Your Mother as the best game of the year?
I really don't know.
You've got some weird fans,
It's a pretty good game, though. I mean, Elder Scrolls Arena, I think that's our game of the year.
Arena?
Yeah,
definitely.
Arena, definitely. Oh. Hey, guys. So this is the awards segment. The awards segment. That was, yeah, Toby's very excited, obviously. So let's talk about best movie for this year. Now, as Trent and I have always talked about, there haven't actually been that many good movies this year, per se. I mean, we've had a tiny few, but really nothing's been that great. Look, Toby's even crying about it.
I've just noticed that someone's put down in the you can put down other and put down your own.
Someone's put The Room.
The Room. I don't know if any of you know what that is, but download it. It's directed, starred in, produced by Tommy Wiseau, and it is the best film you'll ever watch in your life. The Room. I'm sorry, I just noticed that it was there and I just had to laugh.
Okay, anyway, let's go through the votes. Now, sadly, we don't actually have a winner for this, unless the category winner was Other. But, you know, Other is not going to win this. So let's just go through the votes. Horrible Bosses, quite sadly, didn't get any votes. 0 votes.
Good film, I heard.
Despite the fact that that was one of the funnier comedies that came out this year, and probably one of the funniest, other than all the shitty, you know, Friends with Benefits style comedies that came out this year. Fucking Justin Timberlake. So Another Earth, that got 20% of votes. So that's always nice to see an indie movie get some respect out there.
I don't know anything about the films that came out this year, just saying.
It's based... Another Earth is basically about an Earth that appears in the sky.
It's another one?
Yeah, it's just like an alternate... it's just like an alternate Earth where you made different decisions and a girl goes there and your love does stuff.
Sounds kinky.
A little bit. We had The Beaver, another 20% of the votes. So see, this is why this is so annoying, because all of the movies that got votes got 20% of the votes.
Oh, I wonder how that happened.
Dickheads is how that happened. Who couldn't make up their minds. So The Beaver, great movie. Mel Gibson stars as a severely depressed guy who manages to recover through the help of a puppet who's a beaver. Very simple. Super 8, another 20%. I didn't actually see much of it. I saw a little bit of it, but I didn't think it was that amazing.
Saw a trailer.
Woo! Trent suggested we put this in there, and apparently people didn't like that much either. So I think all we can take away from this is the fact that nobody liked the movies that came out this year, so maybe the film industry needs to step up its fucking game.
Or just step down and let games take over.
Exactly.
I'd be okay with that.
Games in cinemas?
Yeah. Oh, dude, can you imagine that? Renting out like a cinema.
You can only have like 4 people to a cinema though.
No, you could do split screen times like 32, and you could have each person have like a meter square.
Games take over.
Yeah.
Good idea.
When games take over.
I'm going to buy a cinema now and turn it into a games area.
We make enough money off Simple Gamers that we could probably...
Oh, of course.
We could buy most of Greater Union.
I've just neglected to actually, you know, approach them. I don't want to scare the shit out of them with the millions of dollars I have right now.
So much money.
You don't want to emasculate these people. Let's move on to DLC/downloadable title of the year. Now, this one was actually never even close to anything else winning. Of course, we have Halo Anniversary Edition that had 12.5% of votes. I'd never really thought it would win anyway. It's basically a remake of an old game. Not a lot of people bought it. Basically, the only new features that you get to look at it with the Reach style graphics. That's about it. I didn't really think that was such an improvement that it deserved, you know, a Game of the Year, DLC of the Year.
Not.
Little sticker on it.
Exactly the same game.
Yeah, exactly. We had Portal 2's new co-op DLC, which was I really enjoyed that. I was glad to see Peabody and the fat one again.
Atlas.
Peabody and the fat one.
I personally play as Peabody.
I play as Atlas.
I love the way Peabody runs.
Atlas is just a fucking tank. That got 25% of the votes. That's alright. I was fairly happy with that some people thought it deserved some votes. Cthulhu Saves the World only got 1 vote. That was from me. So, thanks guys for supporting the indie titles out here.
This guy and his indiness. Not even joking. One day he might even get more indie than Trent, would you believe?
Jesus. That'd be scary.
That would be scary. You own enough indie games.
True. And of course, our winner for DLC/downloadable title of the year is Orcs Must Die.
Woo!
Which I've just bought off Steam considering it's a sale. I'm really excited to play it, but honestly, I was surprised it actually won this. I didn't think it was that massively popular. I've heard good things about it, sure, but...
It didn't have a lot of hype. Everyone I've heard who played it were just like, dude, you should get this. It's like...
I saw it and I was like, it's another Sanctum-style game. You just got, third-person melee combat instead. But, however, it seems that people value this game enough to give it votes. It got 50% of votes.
I saw it and I just thought Warhammer 40k Space Marine, but survival.
Exactly. And I mean, why did you need that? So
That's why I wasn't interested.
It's on sale on Steam at the moment. Go pick it up. It won this award, so it must be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have to send them something like, a little badge or a sticker. I don't know.
I'd like a badge.
You're not getting a badge. Did you make an award-winning title? Fucking idiot.
Why do you always have to be that way?
Now, of course, the most important category. Now, I do know we only have 3, and most people usually fill this shit up with, adventure game, and FPS, and RTS, and RPG, and MMO game of the year. But we here at the Simple Gamers believe in keeping it fucking simple. They're all video games.
That's the title.
And they're all going to get judged by the same merit. Alright? That's how we work. We don't care about this bullshit separated categories.
Segregating games is wrong.
That's wrong, alright? That is repression and oppression. We need some assimilation.
It's all sorts of pression.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, moving on. So, let's start from the very least votes, shall we? The Witcher 2 and Dead Island got no votes. I was very disappointed there. I didn't think Dead Island would get many. The Witcher 2, I think, deserved at least 1 or 2 votes. I
haven't played it either.
It was a great game, and I know several people that really enjoyed their time with it. It's a hard game to play, and it definitely deserves
Mate, it didn't have any sex cards, therefore no votes. Easy.
There were still sex scenes.
No, that you couldn't... After you've banged a chick, after I've banged a chick, I want to collect a card of her that's just a really raunchy picture so I can look at that card later and go, I've virtually banged her.
I'll talk to CD Projekt about this, okay?
Please do. Bring back the sex cards and you'll get some
We've got to
votes.
make sure that they come back. 5.26% of votes is the Old Republic. Sadly, that's the one I voted for also.
Early days yet.
It hadn't come out yet, so that's fair enough. People don't know what it's like.
You can't really vote for a game having not played it. So
true. And a lot of people in the world are not happy with the fact that it's not coming out in certain regions. So
it's making them angry.
It's fair enough. It's fair enough that it get that many votes. Above that, we have Battlefield 3, which got 10.53% of votes. So that's fairly good. Battlefield 3, I kind of thought it'd get more. I've got it. I love Battlefield 3. Totally changed the way I look at FPSs. I don't think I'll ever play another COD.
A lot of people I know who have it had trouble running it at the start and it was crashing for them and stuff.
Yeah, it had a buggy launch.
Yeah, and that deterred a few people from it. But is it all patched up now?
It's all patched up.
I don't own it.
The Karkland DLC came up and most of those issues just smoothed right over.
Nice.
Very nice work there, EA, despite the fact we still hate you. You should. Right above that, quite surprisingly, now this was an other category. Trent and I didn't even consider this game. We have Dark Souls, which somehow, out of the blue, managed to get half of the votes in the first few days. It shot over Skyrim for about a week. It was, doing quite well there.
It's about 22%.
Yeah, it's got about 22% of votes. If you look at the poll, you'll see that it's kind of separated because people just kept adding it to the other category.
Which was actually incredibly annoying.
Yeah.
But at least they weren't just being idiots.
At least they were
titles.
Showing us a game that we did not consider.
Yeah, well, being PC gamers, you don't expect us to.
Exactly.
But, yeah, cool game. If I owned a console, I'd definitely buy it.
So, other games that got a vote are Portal 2. I'm sad that only got 1 vote, which is honestly quite depressing.
Yeah, for all the hype it had. Do you remember when Steam did the big countdown?
Yes.
The whole front page of Steam, just huge Portal
And how you could
massive
speed
countdown.
up the release of Portal. Everyone
Yeah.
was really into getting Portal 2 just that few hours out earlier. But now it's
I've
sort
never
of just
seen
lost
so
it.
much hype close to a game.
But in all fairness, it was a shorter game, and the co-op aspect of it, it's about 12 hours.
You were never going to get 300 hours out of it.
That's true, and it'll never be massively popular, a little bit because of that. But, I mean, people want to know who won. People want to know what the best game of this year. Who could guess?
Let's see.
what the
We've
best game of
had
this year is.
Battlefield, Old Republic, Witcher,
Yeah.
Dark Souls,
Yeah.
Portal.
Yeah.
What's left, Luke?
What game came out this year that was really end? It's surprisingly actually relevant to what Toby and I just did our segments about, because what the fuck do you know? It's Skyrim.
What? Really?
Yes,
I
really.
heard about that title.
Skyrim won. Now, there was a few worrying moments when I was sitting there monitoring polls. I got back from my holiday, I looked at it, and Dark Souls was ahead by, I think, 3 votes. 2 or 3 votes for a little while.
That's a bit scary.
That was a bit...
That a console game was going to get.
That was a bit... I mean, honestly, I was sitting there, I was like, why the fuck don't more people vote for Skyrim? And I was really sad my friends had already voted, because then they couldn't push it up some more for me. But there you go. Skyrim wins 42.11% of the votes. Really good job, Skyrim. Amazing.
Deserves
I mean,
it.
do we really need to talk about Skyrim that much more?
Every review that I've seen about Skyrim has been either they've been 100% or they've been 90%, and they only won the 10%, or if it's out of 10, then the one mark that they're missing has only been because it's buggy.
Yeah.
And you can only expect it to be buggy when the world is that huge.
Yeah.
Like, you think about all the stuff, all NPCs, every time
I mean,
you
the
dismount a
highest
horse.
rated game of all time is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I mean, that game is littered with bugs, but their excuse is there was no way to fix it back then. So, I mean, I think Skyrim is quite literally that should be up there. That's when they give you a chart that says highest critically acclaimed games of all time, it should say at the very top, 100% Skyrim, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
That's what you want there.
Definitely.
Oblivion, Morrowind, hell, Arena and Daggerfall.
Not Arena
that
and
was
Daggerfall.
just Bethesda getting kicked off and figuring out the RPG theme they wanted. Morrowind was quite good. Oblivion was a very amazing game.
Most people still think Morrowind's the best out of all of the Elder Scrolls. So, yeah.
But Skyrim, better animations, better combat, a deeper RPG in general.
So much more in depth. I feel like I'm living in Skyrim.
Honestly,
playing in Skyrim.
I don't think there's another game that deserves this more. Bethesda put a solid 5 years of work into this, and if StarCraft 2 had come out this year, maybe I would have said, that's some competition. But
Yeah, I don't know.
this is what happens. This is what happens.
what happens.
Skyrim wins.
Yeah.
Skyrim's our game of the year. I don't know what... I think we probably should stand to think of something to send Bethesda, like
A simple gamer's badge.
Simple Gamer's
and
badge.
you can make me one while you're at it.
I have to make badges now?
Yeah.
But there you go. That's our game of the year. Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Honestly, I saw it happening. I saw it coming. That's it.
Who didn't? Alright, that's it.
That's over for us. This is our Christmas Game of the Year special. We don't have anything else to talk about, really, so...
I'm pretty sure that's it. News, opinions, lots of Skyrim as usual.
We gave out the awards. We did that.
the awards.
The morning show will be starting as soon as Trent gets better, of course. He's a bit...
Revive Trent for us.
As
Come
you've
on.
probably
Restoration
seen,
on Trent.
he's slightly dying at the moment, so...
A little bit.
We'll see what happens there. But that's all we've got for this video cast, and it's been a lot of fun coming to you in a new format and trying something different.
I really hope you have enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, leave a comment, send us an email at thesimplegamers.com. I'll put it right in the middle up here between our heads.
If you want to
look at
see
that.
more of our gorgeous faces, just tell us.
Tell
or
us.
if you want them to go away and just appear again, tell us
I'll
that.
come and see Toby, and we'll do more videos together with Trent, hopefully.
Yeah, Trent will be right here.
Oh, and of course, do remember, fpscorner.com, very important, giving us some sponsorship. Go visit them, Battlefield 3 Clan.
We have a site.
They're fun guys to play with. Their leader, Taz, great guy. He's happy to help anyone out with Battlefield 3 stuff. Good server, free T3. Why not try it? So that's about it.
All right, are we done?
We're done. I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
I am sorry about the formal. I'm missing the form. Just come in. It's okay. Like I mean it. I'm really sorry.
You smell good.
Thanks. I'm really sorry that I forgot.
That's fine.
And I just didn't.
Anyway, I got to go then.
I didn't. Yeah, you got to.
Did
Jesus.
I hope I looked all right.
No, you look fine. You look good, man. Way better than I do, definitely.
Alright, well, I'll see you later then.
Yeah, see you. I'm just going to make sure I clean everything up here. All right, that's good. See you, man.